Siberius, and we about to get serious. It's the real Siberius, making fanboys furious.
Hello, YouTube, and welcome to The Real Siberius. On this episode, I want to talk about how the mighty have fallen. When I started watching the NBA again in 2020, after a 21-plus year break, I tuned in an attempt to pick up where I left off in 1998. As I had not followed the game or the league in all that time, I didn't know how dramatically the game had changed. I was blissfully ignorant to how they changed the officiating, but not the rule book. How they removed hand checking and added the 3-second rule. How the three-point shot had taken top priority over the mid-range game and scoring in the paint. When I started watching the game again, I obviously had heard about LeBron and his dominance. I was indifferent to all the hype. I don't follow the status quo. I make my own decisions and do my own research. I was optimistic, yet skeptical. Having watched the entirety of Jordan's career, I was apprehensive about all this praise, but I wasn't dismissive of it. In my mind, greatness had always been earned, not given. I remember the first game I watched, and I honestly thought they had added COVID restrictions to the game to help keep players safe. This was during a global pandemic. It made sense to me, so I didn't really give it a second thought. I just thought it's nice to have sports at all, even if they aren't the same. What I saw in that first game changed me, not as a person, but as a fan. I had not watched a full NBA game in 2 decades. And in the first game back watching, LeBron flopped 3 times. I had never seen someone flop in the NBA. In soccer, sure, but never in the NBA. I had seen players sell fouls, for sure, but never throw themselves on the ground like they'd been shot by a sniper in the rafters. I immediately knew this wasn't the same game I enjoyed in my youth. This was different, and not in the way I had hoped. This wasn't evolution, this was devolution. I almost turned off the game in the third quarter after the third flop, but I didn't. While I found the flopping abhorrent, that isn't what bothered me the most. What really left a bad taste in my mouth was the complete lack of fundamentals. It was the carrying, traveling, and atrocious footwork. I remember thinking to myself, aren't these professional athletes? Why can't they stay on their feet? Why are they sprawled out on the ground after every incidental contact? Why do they land on their feet like this is the first time they've ever jumped? I've seen newborn fawn move with more grace. The other thought I couldn't get out of my head is what happened to the mid-range game. I said it before, and I'll say it again. I personally believe the mid-range is the most beautiful and most dominant shots in the game. Where is it gone? I think in the entirety of that first game I watched, they shot 3 mid-range shots and they missed 2 of them. I wasn't only surprised, I was disgusted. They were willingly picking the lower percentage 3-point shot over the game-deciding mid-range shot. I couldn't make it make sense. The last thing I remember taking away from this first game back was a complete lack of competition. It was only a glimpse at first, but no one in that game seemed to care about winning or losing. There was no sense of rivalry. There was zero killer instinct at all. The mindset of the outcome was exactly the same, win or lose. After the game, a number of thoughts circled my head. What happened to basketball? What happened to competing? What happened to defense? This was a far cry from the game that I loved. This was a far cry from what I was promised, but not delivered. I've had people tell me, if you don't like the game, don't watch. I'm sorry, but that's weak. Just because you have accepted mediocrity and lowered your standards for greatness doesn't mean I have to as well. I don't move goalposts. I don't lower standards, and I don't accept mediocrity. I hold myself to the same standards I hold others to. I cannot and will not change my standards or my expectations. And the fact that you think I should is insulting. You should be raising yours, not advising me to surrender mine. You mistake my passion for anger. You mistake my accountability for hate. You dismiss my undertone in my message. My intention is to challenge, to inspire, to grow. If you can't see that, you're missing the fucking point. I started this channel not to hate on the league, not to hate on players, but to uphold a standard. I refuse to accept false narratives. I refuse to accept the lies. I refuse to acknowledge greatness that wasn't earned. I've had a few different people mention that I have anger issues. Well, obviously you don't know me and you don't watch my content. I don't have anger issues at all. I do have a passion issue. When I care about something, I care about it fucking deeply. And I'll be fucked if somebody's going to fuck it over. That's not anger. That's passion. That's me refusing to accept less. Because I don't accept less from myself. So I'll be damned if I'm going to accept less from other people. Especially from people that paid millions of dollars to play a game. You better step it the fuck up. If you want my respect, you need to impress me. And I'm not impressed easily. I'm not impressed by myself. Whatever I do, whatever I've done, I look at it and think, how could I have done it better? Not, I'm the greatest at this. I'm in a constant battle of pitting myself against other people because I'm a competitor. When I watch Uncommon Sense content, when I watch Angry Old Hoops content, when I watch Sports and Fitness Rants or self-researched NBA facts, I'm comparing myself to them. And they've set the bar fucking high. I need to constantly step up my game. I need to do better. I need to create better content. Because I don't want to be beaten. They may not even necessarily think they're in a competition with me. Why the fuck should they? I'm a low channel. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to compete. It doesn't mean I'm not going to look at them and think, they have 16,000 subscribers. They have 50,000 subscribers. I need to step the fuck up. So you can mistake my passion for anger. You can mistake my accountability for hate. But if you do, if that's genuinely what you think, I pity you. Because that's not what I'm trying to do. That's not my intention. And if that's all that you get from this, you should probably go watch another channel. Because I'm not going to change. I'm also not going to lower my standards. I'm going to raise my standards for myself. And if I can hold myself to the highest possible standards, I can absolutely, and I've earned the right to hold people to the same standards I hold myself to. And if you can look at LeBron or the modern era and think this is the best it's ever been, again, I pity you. Accepting mediocrity, that's a failure of yourself. I don't hate anyone. I can't think of a single person I hate in my life. And there are people I probably should because they fucked me over hard. But I don't live in that. I let that shit go. I'm here for me. I'm here to be better. Anger doesn't make you better. Hate doesn't make you better. Passion does. Don't settle. Fuck settling. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I certainly hope you made it to the end. If you did, I appreciate it. As always, I want to give a shout out to the content creators that continue to inspire me to do better, to make better content, to make more content, because I need to step up. Uncommon Sense, Angry Old Hoops, Self-Researched NBA Facts, 93Z, Sports and Fitness Rants, Uncut Hoop, Speam Engine, In Your Face Hoops, Eddie TV, King Speech Row, Goatcast Hoops. I always appreciate your guys' takes, your perspectives, and your humor, and you always push me to do better. Anyway, that's all. I'll catch you guys in the next one.